Hey, welcome back. I haven't recorded a video since, I don't know, ages, so I'm just trying to vibe record this thing now, if that's a term. So I've been playing around with MCPs for weeks now, and they really made me think how it's going to shape what we see as front ends right now on the web. And I can imagine that at some point we will just go into Cloud or Claude Desktop or whatever clients we may have in the future to interact with LLMs, and just give like commands to them in natural language, and they will just call the MCP server that's capable of doing that. I can think of here from like booking flights to scheduling content, doing research, basically anything. You will have all these special tools for doing all these very specific tasks, and instead of going to a website to book your flight, you will be basically just typing stuff into Claude Desktop or whatever tool we will have in the future. And now all this sounds super futuristic and all that, but MCPs are not that difficult to code actually. So I thought I will create a small example here live, or well, it's a recording technically, but hey, so I will just create here an example to kind of show you how easy it is to create your first MCP server and add it to Cloud Desktop. So here I am in my editor. It's a cursor, so I'm just going to create here a new folder, greeting MCP. This will be a super simple MCP server that will greet the user. So I will jump into this folder and create a new npm project with npm init.y. And once this is done, I think I can just do cursor dot and it will reopen here. So I have this guy here, and I can do something like this. Create an index.ts file, and I will be running this with bun because I've been also playing around with bun and it's quite fun. So we will just do like bun index.tsx, actually index.ts, but of course now this doesn't have anything, it's an empty file. We will have to add some dependencies to this project. So we will be using only these two dependencies, the Model Context Protocol SDK for the MCP stuff, and Zod to define what kind of arguments our MCP expects. I will explain everything as I write the code, but for now just install these two things. This will take a couple of seconds, and now if you have this ready, you are basically prepared to write the first MCP server. You will import three things here. So the first thing will be the MCP server. This is basically the class you will have to instantiate and tell to the server what is the name of the server and which version of the server you are creating. You will import the std server transport. So there are a couple of different server transports, but for now, just you can divide them into two categories. You have the std server transport, which is made for running MCP servers that execute commands on your machine. So for example, list directories, I don't know, run Docker commands, stuff like that. And you have the HTTP streaming transport, where you can inside the MCP call like other servers, APIs. One is made for like more like local communication, the other is made for communicating with the outside world. So after instantiating this new server, we can register different capabilities on this server. You can register tools, prompts, resources. These are all different capabilities that you can expose through your MCP server. For now, we are going to focus on tools because I think this is the most practical and easier to demonstrate. So to create a tool call. You will be calling server.tool. The first parameter of the tool will be the name of the tool, and then you can give it some description like greet the user. That's fine. And the third parameter will be the schema, like how we expect Claude Desktop to call this tool. What parameters we are expecting from this tool. In this simple greet user MCP, we will be expecting the name from Claude Desktop. And what it auto-completed before was actually correct. So let me just try to get back that situation or suggestion. Yeah, this is it. So this is actually the right format. So you will have to respond from your tool call with a specific JSON that has this format. This is all explained on the Model Context Protocol website. I will leave a link to that in the description. So this is it for the definition of the tool. And at this point, we only have to start our server. So this is also an acceptable suggestion. So we'll create a new transport instance from the std.io server transport, and we'll use await server attach transport to actually start the server with the std.io server transport protocol. Although I don't think it's attached, but connect. Yeah, that's right. So you can put here some console message like server is running, and just make sure that it is actually running and doesn't throw any errors. So you can bun index.ts and you see that server is running, which is great. Now for Claude Desktop, you have to remove this because the last time I left this in, Claude Desktop was actually throwing some errors because it ran into this string in the output. So once you have this, you can start. Actually, another thing you will need is the path to this. So just do right click and copy path. So now you can open Claude Desktop, and here you will have to open the settings, and inside settings you will find this developer part and edit config. So this will open the folder where the Claude Desktop config is located. You can just drag this into VS Code and it will open like this. And this is where you have to register your tool call. First, you have to name this. Let me hide the chat. So we will name this as greeting tool or greeting server. Actually, let's do this the right way, like this. Okay. And once you are here, you will have to define two things. The first one is the command, so how you will be running this script. It suggests node, which is not what we want. We want bun. Now the thing with bun is that you cannot just type here bun, that won't work. You will have to get the full path to the bun executable. So as you can see, I did that with which bun. And once I have that, it suggested args, that's fine. However, I need the full path to this as well. So I will just paste this here. Whoops, I copied the relative path, I guess. Yes, so I have this path here as well. And this is saved, so I'm curious if Claude is now happy with this. So let's check that. Go back to the settings. I guess I have to restart Claude Desktop, so let's just shut it down. I probably messed up the config file. Yes, I have here a comma. That's not really needed. I'm going to shut it down again. Start Claude. Now it's happy. yeah, so the greeting server showed up automatically here in this menu, like search and tools. And now I can type something like greet my user Akos. And when I hit enter, Claude will search the list of MCPs and realize that, oh, I actually have a tool I could call here that would help the user accomplish the task they wanted. So it warns me about calling this external integration with this parameter. So if you remember, we had to type the tool and specify how we want to call it. So this is where the quote-unquote magic happens, and Claude Desktop realizes that, okay, I have to pass in a name to this tool call. So what it will be if the prompt was greet my user Akos. So it realized that, okay, in this case the name will be Akos. So it's preparing the request and it is asking me whether I want to allow this always, like the tool call, or just one time. So I will click allow once. It will call my tool. And you can see the response, which is pretty much what we did here. And that's basically it. So this is how you create a super simple MCP server with one tool call. This was just a short demo, but you can go wild inside the tool, and I can also make another video explaining prompts and resources. But this was just a short intro, and I kind of wanted to show you how it's actually not that complicated to make these MCP servers. The hype is big around them and everyone is talking about MCPs, but it's actually not that difficult to code these things. So yeah, have fun with it. And if you're interested in getting a copy of my next book on MCP servers, please check the link in the description. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.